channel.
Hello guys, a beautiful Monday to you and welcome to the channel. Final Whistle channel that keeps you fresh and updated concerning sport-like related stories, from fans reaction to pre and post-match analysis, and of course in-depth match analysis. AY Baba, Ugochukwu, good morning to you guys.
Morning.
And I'm your host, Official Ola. Be kind enough to follow us across all social media platforms on Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and of course our YouTube page at Final Whistle 93. And make sure you subscribe to the channel. Yes guys, the controversy between the NFF, Mikel Obi still continues, and more light has been shed in this regard, because the then coach Samson Siasia that took the team to the Olympics has come outside to share his own opinion on what is actually going on. Let us quickly hear what he has to say concerning this.
Well, Mikel didn't pay for any flight to go anywhere. Nothing. We only had issues in the hotel that we need to sort out the bills. I think he did pay for some of the hotel bills, but that of the flight to Brazil, Mikel didn't pay for it. Delta Airline flew us because of the Nigerians that were there. The noise was too much then, so a friend of mine went to Delta Airline, the chairman, so they decided to fly us for free. But Yemi, who has paid for a flight for us before, the plane was too small.
Yes, guys, that's the voice of Samson Siasia. You understand that? But before we quickly dissect this whole story, there's a journalist that is following this story right from the beginning. Let us still hear his own.
I think he was in the mix.
Yes, he was in the mix. Let us still hear his own opinion concerning what is going on.
I disagree completely with Mikel's claim that he paid for that flight. The Delta Airline flight, 30-seater Delta Airline flight, was a flight that was officially set aside for the U.S. men's basketball team to the Olympics. Nigeria actually paid for a flight, $250,000. Mikel said that plane was too small. He wasn't going to go in. Did Mikel spend money in Atlanta that he shouldn't have spent? Yes, he paid for feeding, he paid for accommodation. But that flight, Mikel did not pay for it. Why this is making me sad is the fact that there are other people who work hard to get that plane. And then beyond that, the world is watching us. We might find ourselves in this situation again, and they will refuse to support us because somebody else will go and claim that he paid for it. Mikel did not pay for it.
Yes, Edefe, you understand? Finally, let us now go back to the origin of the controversy in the first place. Mikel Obi.
There was no money to pay for flight. There was nothing to do. The players were worried. And for most of those players, it's their first time of going to a major tournament. So I thought, why not? I spoke to the coach, said, how can you find a plane? Looked for a plane, and I had to pay for it.
Anyway, at this point, they say, hi. Like I say, don't they get different angles to this story?
My brother, the matter rapper. I think we've had 3 different accounts. 2 are tilting to one direction. Coach Samson Siasia and Edafe are tilting to the direction of Mikel never paid for any flight, while Mikel, on the other hand, insisted that he paid the flight ticket. But I think the greatest people that fucked up is the NFF for even allowing the whole thing to happen in the first place. But I think if what I could deduce was the fact that Mikel did not pay for the flight. That's one fact that we can get out from this whole thing. I believe.
Is it a fact?
Let me know his word fact. That's my perception. Let me know his word fact exactly. Let me know his word fact.
I think the fact is I actually paid for something.
Yes,
something was paid. That's the fact. Money left his pocket.
Accommodation and other things. But for that flight ticket, we are not certain for sure. So, but for my own opinion, I believe he did not pay for it. He did not like the first arrangement the NFF made, which was a 30-seater flight. But whether that has been done or not, I think if the NFF had reimbursed him for the accommodation, he might not be talking about this right now.
So you believe that he did not pay
for the flight? You are certain now.
I think these two accounts, when 2 people,
okay,
my brother, in my own opinion,
now this is what I feel. Now, this is not the first time this thing is making the news around. Yeah. I think the first time I heard this was 2016. Samson Siasia, Edafe, the 2 accounts that you are saying now, were they not alive in 2016 when this thing
were alive?
Why are they not saying anything? So we have to look at those things. That's why I'm saying when we are dealing with off-field situations, we have to be critical about it. Because if you look at that Mikel video, the first thing he made mention was the flight. Mikel is not stupid to want to put that kind of thing. I think that platform was not even a platform for him to have mentioned anything.
It's not even his own platform. It's not his platform.
So for him to have brought that up, there's something as far back as 2016 that made the rounds that everybody knew about.
Yeah.
Why is it now that they're coming out to say this?
But ever since, Samson Siasia has always maintained that the flight was not Mikel.
No, this is what I want.
I don't think so.
This is what I want. I feel like now Samson Siasia, I really don't want to feel like maybe because he's not he has been in the back end of, because if we are looking at it, he might probably be doing something to probably regain the
favor of
the
NFF.
That's what I'm seeing in this situation. Now, if you have you said you have the records of how the whole transaction went. I think it's a transaction.
Yeah.
They are supposed to be payment slip or whatever thing that the NFF or whoever is in charge then feel like they can use to prove their, not just coming out to say, because this has gone beyond media trials.
Yes, it's more like a national stuff, yeah.
More than media trial. The only thing that could help this solution is you said you pay. The money will not be hanging anywhere. It's either the money was not sent or you didn't get the money. So whatever you paid for, if it was just the flight, if it was just the accommodation and feeding or whatever they feel like they paid for, then they should have brought out something to prove that this is what we paid for and this was when we paid for it. So why would we leave this and not pay for this if you had been the one that paid for this official? I don't know where I get what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying.
So you said you didn't pay, he was not the one that paid for it.
But you said you have paid him.
Paid for accommodation and then paid for whatever. Then you give us a receipt
of that to that effect.
To that effect. Because there's no way you will pay for that and leave.
Likewise, Samson Siasia is asking Mikel, if you say you paid for the flight, show us proof that you paid for the flight.
You know my take in all these things is Samson Siasia made mention of something that I know that this whole issue has key leg. He said if Mikel Obi is broke, I don't think Mikel Obi is near broke.
Yes.
I think we all know.
That was where he
he's one of the most successful Nigerian players.
Another means to source
So
money.
definitely,
There.
you understand that kind of thing now. We have seen Mikel Obi being associated with the likes of FIFA, UEFA competition, and everything. Currently he's in US in this FIFA Club World Cup as an ambassador to whatever the stake he can be. You understand? So brokenness is out of it now. A player, a matured man coming outside on a platform to say yes, Una never give me my money. There's a truth to it. I'm telling you a fact. I'm not siding with Mikel. I'm not siding with Siasia. I'm not siding with NFA. But I'm only saying a player. Surely I'm not even at the back of NFF because I don't even trust any.
That's the biggest problem.
NFF is the biggest one.
No, the people. This is why it's all. I don't know why Gojuku always bend. When you see people talk, you have to look at it critically. Now this is the thing. Now let's look at this FIFA Ofili situation now. When the AFN, the Athletic Federation of Nigeria, when they speak about Ofili, you feel like he's
one bad player.
Now they came out to say she's one very stubborn person to deal with. That's their response to this whole going to a
Turkey or this thing.
He says she's one very stubborn person. You understand? For somebody that's won medal for you. Now let's see how the ones that are not stubborn win medals for you. That's on the
They want to ban everybody.
Now, Edafi is not the spokesperson for the NFF.
Yes.
Neither is Samson Siasia. Samson Siasia is the coach, and we acknowledge the fact that he has come out to say he's on part of it.
Yeah,
they didn't contribute financially to any of those things, but they were probably
witnessed.
They witnessed it. And they're high witness. Now, there are other people that would have probably come to buttress this. Maybe they don't want to get caught up in the mix. But this is somebody that stood up to say, "It is my money. I know. How
much am I spent?"
Again, you can also agree that Samson Siasia was there. He saw the whole thing. He even made the claim that he called his friend Yemi to pay. That was the person that spoke to the Delta airline chairman.
So are you saying Samson Siasia is credible? This was somebody that was involved with
scandal. Yes.
So are you saying it's credible?
He has a football criminal record, whether I like it or not.
We have to look at both now.
Yes.
Has Mikel been involved in any
of those kind of scandals and everything?
But if the truth is, this whole mix, we can't tell. Now that way did the whole thing.
That is why it is hard to believe our administrators.
That's the problem.
Because they had never given us a cause to ever
trust or believe them.
It is very hard.
I agree with you.
It is very hard. Are we supposed to be talking about accommodation? Accommodation in the first place.
Accommodation and other bills.
Talking about the player paying for things as small as a toothbrush, paying for accommodation. Are we supposed to be trying in the first place? Are we supposed to be seeking help from other? Now because Edafi is saying here that what pains him is the fact that he does not want subsequent is when we are.
So we are going to definitely. He said he will subsequently.
We are sure.
That's
We
what we
saw
are
the
saying.
bicycle
It is
issue.
because of
We saw the bicycle issue last Olympics.
Is it Mikel's fault? For crying out loud, that was 2016 Olympics, right?
Yes.
That was
Rio
like the only
2016,
medal that we got in that Olympics.
Yes.
That was like the only medal we got in that Olympics.
Bronze.
From
Bronze,
bronze.
yeah.
From this same old
Dream
situation.
team.
Now, look at the last Olympics. It was another shame on
Shame.
and so many more. A lot of money was allocated for that same event by these same so-called administrators.
Billions.
I told you about the AFN officials.
Their response.
They are elected.
No,
They don't re-elect them.
Their election.
Yeah.
They don't
They were
re-elect them.
re-elected unopposed by
All of the Olympic
all of
committee,
them,
the same thing.
all of them unopposed. So I will not sit down here and then I will not start saying, okay, I believe our administrators have paid this money. If they had really,
But I feel
they
Samson.
should have.
I understand you, but Samson doesn't seem to need to tilt to one direction.
That's why I said he could be doing their bidding because he has
He
been
needs a favor or
somehow
something.
blacklisted.
Black, yes, now whether we like it or
Somehow.
not, Wochuku.
Somehow.
Be like, say, you don't know when these people are coming for
This is
you.
the first time I'm hearing Samson Siasia saying this. And this is not the first time we are hearing Mikel saying this. He has
Then why did Samson say all these years?
No,
I've not
Samson just has made mention of this.
And this is
I think
the
a
first time
post-
I'm hearing it.
No. This is not the first time. He spoke with Edafe. I think Edafe invited him to the podcast with Austin. I think sometimes 2 years ago, thereabouts.
Okay.
So
We listened to the
this is not
podcast.
the first time.
But that podcast, I listened to it, Wochuku. That podcast was mainly talking about the whole flight process and every other thing.
Yes.
Now,
And he
as at
mentioned
that time, this basketball team having this flight being basketball melting, it was not even, we didn't hear nothing about it. We just know that somebody paid for the flight. You understand what was going on now?
Who is the
And they also, as at that podcast, he also acknowledged Mikel Obi
Yes.
for being a
And
leader
even this one, he still
in terms
said-
of finances
he
and every
still
other
said-
thing. So
What is that
the bottom line now is
paid?
NFF is the cause. Mikel Obi spend money? Yes, as in be reimbursed. He's coming out to say no.
I think
Those are the facts we can bring out of all these things. That yes,
yeah.
Mikel given our money, paid for something. As in be reimbursed since 2016, 9 to 10 years ago. No. And what are the costs? The administrators.
Me, I'm already tired of the whole.
The whole hit and the drama.
It is-
right?
I'm
telling
That's why
you,
I said the
it's
only
a
solution
disgrace.
is since they know that they've reimbursed him for whatever
Receipts.
purpose, you put out receipt and put it out there. It doesn't make sense if you have paid for accommodation, we need pay for
and you're
food.
now
Now it's not left for Mikel to come out to say, okay, yes, yes, I can acknowledge that they paid for this. Then we'll now know where we are going. The money
Telling
no hang for here now.
Mm.
Oh, I want
You
to
have
hang.
probably not
They don't
been
debit.
sent.
They don't credit you back.
It has not
or
been
you're
received.
reversed. Or
Reverse or
that's
something.
that.
Thank you very much, guys. Yes, like we said, controversy. NFF, Mikel Obi, and Samson Siasia, the coach involved in the Olympic team, has come outside to give their take on the whole issue. We are not owing you. You didn't pay for the flight. Those are the big words used in this conversation. And Mikel Obi, the man that shelled out the money, say yes, I paid for it, and you guys are still owing me. Well, that's our time. Feel free to the comment section and share your opinion concerning this whole drama. We see you guys.